Hello and welcome to pdfsupply.com. Today we're going to be testing a central processor. This is an IC697CPX928. I've got the door off so you can better see what I'm going to be pointing to, but this is the door. This is the information on the door. Okay, and I'm going to go over all the LEDs and switches and ports. So first thing is, before I get started, I have this in an IC697CHS750 5-slot rack, which is empty because this is just a test on the CPU. And then I have it being powered up by an IC697PWR 711 power supply. All right, so I've turned on the power supply, and the first thing I have is an OK light, which is what you're going to need to have. If your OK light is blinking or you don't have an OK light, then you need to stop right now because you won't be able to follow the test. That would indicate that there's something wrong with your processor, and that's something that we typically look at here for repairs. We offer exchange programs, new and remanufactured products. If that's something that you need and interests you, please see us at pdfsupply.com. So I have an OK light, and the next thing I want to do is connect up to it using Prophecy Machine Edition software is what I have. The cable I'm using to connect is an AS693 232 SNP cable. It has LEDs so that I can see some type of user interface that it's connecting and working. So again, on Prophecy Machine Edition, I'm going to click the lightning bolt, which is the online offline button. I'm going to go online. Next, I'm going to hit the green handprint icon, which is the toggle to online mode. The bottom portion of the screen, it says that it's programmer enabled, stop disabled, configuration not equal, logic not equal. So we're going to go through and fix that. First thing I want to do is go to Target, Online Commands, and I'm going to clear Controller Fault Table and I/O Fault Table, the bottom two selections. Don't clear anything else because you may be clearing information. If you clear too much information, you might lose something that you need. So again, Controller Fault Table and I/O Fault Table. Click OK. And then I'm going to download and run, which is the download information and run button in one icon rather. And it's going to build. It's going to first ask me download to control. What is it that I want to download to controller? Just hardware configuration and logic. That's it. Nothing else. No force values. Nothing to flash memory. What we're trying to do, the goal here is to get the processor into run mode, and then we can test the other features of the processor itself. So as soon as this is done building and the configuration and logic become equal, then we'll be able to get it into run mode. Okay, all right, so we're in run mode now. My middle LED is on, but it may appear to be a little bit soft for you guys viewing it, but it is on. So what we're going to do here is we're going to test this toggle switch. Toggle switch has three positions. It's in currently it's in run enabled with outputs. So I'm going to take it out of run enabled, which is the bottom LED. Should go off, and it does. And then the next step down is to the output disable. Okay, and then that went off. So now we have outputs enabled and then the run mode on. Okay. Next thing is the memory protection switch. There's a key at the top. Once I turn this on, I'm looking for a light on the memory protect, the LED. That tells me that that feature is enabled and it's working. Shut that off. Next thing is we're going to check these ports. So when I remove this cable, this programming cable, and put it onto port number 2, which is the middle port, we're going to be looking for the middle LED on the right-hand side of this group of LEDs to start blinking. And that's going to indicate to me that we have communication through the cable, and we do. So I know that that's working perfectly. All right. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to test port number 1. Port number 1 is a different type of cable. It looks like a phone jack on one side, serial port on the other side, and the cable's part number is IC693 CBL316. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to plug the other end into the serial port on the computer. And again, we're going to be looking for flashing LED, and we have that. So everything's working fine. If you're able to follow this test and you're able to get through all those different parts that I mentioned and features and get it into run mode, that's good. What I would also recommend, if you think that you're having a problem with the CPU, is to let it run in this situation, maybe add something on the top so that it heats up a little bit, you know, kind of put it in a more of a working situation. Leave it running overnight or a couple days, maybe over a weekend. And what you're trying to do with that is you're trying to see that the processor stays in run mode over a weekend or over a couple days, day. If for some reason the processor kicks itself out of run mode, then there is definitely a problem with the processor. And what you want to do in that case is go back to Prophecy Machine Edition, go into Target, and under Diagnostics, click Diagnostics, and your info viewer will pop up and it'll show a fault table viewer. All right, so this will tell you controller fault table or I/O fault table, whatever the problem is with the processor, and it's going to have line items and however many faults that there are. You can click on them. They're not always, they're sometimes written in code. They're not always very understandable. It's something, again, that we do here. So if it's something you can't figure out or it's a little bit of a mystery to you, we do repair these frequently here. You can see us at pdfsupply.com for repairs, remanufactured parts, exchanges, and new parts. Thank you.